We have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
All right, here goes nothing. Oh! Ow! Felt good for once.
You maniac!
So shut up, bitch!
They decided to dedicate it to President Trump because he deserves it. Because not only has he been involved in only a few months in solving 8 wars, but his actions have been decisive.
Because Trump bad! Trump bad!
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever this video finds you, welcome to Text. I know I'm late. What's going on, ABM? What's up, Lewis? I know I'm late, but I had to eat and take care of the house. Duty never rests. So big news, big news happened today with the hostages being freed, and I guess now all of the pro-Hamas agitators, I guess they can now just concentrate on fighting for criminal illegals under the guise of Antifa. So let's see what happened here. So you got here, what's this guy's name? Evyatar David reunites with family after forced to dig own grave. That's not an excuse that you had. I wish it was more than, less that. I mean, it's good that they've got the 20 of them back. There were some, of course, dead bodies that they had to locate and dig up. Sure, I understand this video is just focusing on this guy, I guess. But I mean, they all get special treatment. But all right, here it is. This is where the video that Hamas made him do. As you can see, he's emaciated as hell. So he's saying today is 7:27 at 12 o'clock. I don't know what I'm going to eat. I haven't eaten for days. He said from, but it's 4 days. Add translation here. I've been living in a reality. Oh, I'm sorry. I've been living in a really. Hold on. Okay. I've been living in a really difficult situation since long time, since months. There's not enough food. I barely got drinking water. I don't eat but a little amount of food. Look at me. Look how slim I become. This is not fiction. This is real. There's no food. They give me what they can get. I don't eat enough food. I'm getting slimmer day after day. I'm in a very bad shape, very slim. There's nothing to eat. Lentils again, and then nothing. Lentils again. Then I haven't eaten for 3 days. Of course, look at that torturous stuff. Give them a can of lentils to eat. This can's for 2 days just to keep me alive. Hey, look at that. What I'm doing now is digging my own grave.
חופר את הקבר. קבר שמיועד מבחינתי לי.
There's something I noticed right here. Look at these tunnels. These tunnels are very well constructed. Like, this isn't like some kids out in the backyard digging a hole in the ground. This is all metal structured, smelting pots, all of that. Very well structured.
כי כל יום שעובר,
I guarantee you they're going to go through all these
כל יום
tunnels.
שעובר הגוף שלי הולך, נחלש. נראה זה יותר
Every
חלש
day my
יותר.
body becomes weaker and weaker.
מבחינתי זה נראה שאני בדרך
I'm
למוות
walking
שלי.
directly to my grave.
חופר לעצמי את הקבר
This is the
שבו
grave where I
אני
think I'm going to be buried in.
אשכב. ובאמת, כל יום שהולך ועובר, הזמן נגמר,
Time is running out.
הזמן הולך ואוזל.
Well, luckily him and 19 others were
ורק
saved.
אתם תוכלו לעצור.
They're only ones who can end this.
תוכל לשכב במיטה
Be
שלי.
released and be able to sleep in my bed with my family. Oh, and then he broke down crying. That's crazy. They make him keep a calendar. They making him keep a calendar. Well, at least him and the others, at least they got out. At least they got out of there, man. But that was wild. That's wild. No telling how many dead bodies are in those tunnels from the ones who did make it. All right, well, let's get on to what, the racist, fascist, sexist had to say.
Kindly be seated. In the name of God, the gracious, the most merciful, Your Excellence, Your Majesties, Excellencies, and Highnesses, peace be upon you and God's blessings. I welcome you all to Sharm el-Sheikh Peace Summit. At this historic milestone, where we all together have witnessed the reaching of Sharm el-Sheikh agreement on ending war in Gaza, and the birth of a glimpse of hope that such deal ends an agonizing chapter in the history of mankind and opens the door, ushering in a new era of peace and stability in the Middle East. The deal offers a better morrow to the conflict-fatigued and strained regional populations. And now we received the valorous peace leaders that attained peace in the entire world. Allow me to invite His Excellency, the American President Donald Trump, to join the peace lovers leaders.
Yeah, you got practically the whole EU there, as well as other foreign leaders, Qatar, Turkey. Wow, like everybody showed up. Everybody showed up. Everybody in the Middle East, in that region, showed up. Only thing missing is the African leaders, but I guess they had nothing to do with it.
Leaders who advocate for peace in the world.
And let me say this before he comes on stage. I'm gonna say this right now. The reason why the Confederacy has a serious problem with Donald Trump is because he's old school manhood. He's grandpa manhood. He's grandpa manhood. And they can't stomach that. That's why they call him a bully and a fascist and a dictator and a racist and all this stuff. It's like, I'm not going to sit up here and pussyfoot around with you. I'm not here to coddle to your feelings. I don't care what you think. Somebody has to make the hardline decisions, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not going to sit up here and argue and debate and get into these screaming matches with you. I don't talk to women for their opinion. I get it done. Yeah, you can say whatever you want to. I don't care. You don't make the decisions. You don't run nothing but your mouth. I'm in charge now. And what I say, go. You want to challenge me, then we'll let the courts decide. But outside that, this is my way or the highway. You can call that a dictatorship all you want to. You don't run my house. And my house currently is the White House. When you were in charge, you destroyed it. You almost burned it down. The jobless and homeless and crime rates exploded because you want to give everybody a hug a thug. To hell with that. I'm here to put foot in ass and make people understand, stay off my lawn. I'm that old man. I'm old school grandpa. Stay off my lawn. Please don't make me cock the shotgun to make you understand. If you want to keep walking on my lawn, I'll make it where you'll never walk on anybody's lawn again. Do we have an understanding? Yeah. At any rate.
And I would like to express our profound appreciation to Your Excellency at this critical circumstance reflected in your proposed plan for ending this tragic.
I mean, the truth of the matter is that a lot of people didn't grow up with strong manhood and leadership, male leadership in their house. They grew up raised by their mamas and weak males. So they don't know what manhood looks like when it's in the room. It intimidates them. They feel threatened by it. They have to excoriate it, belittle it. It's weakness personified. It's weakness personified. They think Van Jones and Roland Martin is manhood. They think Umar is manhood. You know, these goofy little Confederate white boys, they see that as manhood. When Jasmine Crockett talks about mediocre white boys, she's talking about the white men that she's surrounded by. You won't call them mediocre to their faces. Not old school manhood. You will not call old school manhood mediocre to their face. They'll laugh you right out of the room. It's like listening to a child throwing a tantrum. But I digress. I'm just trying to get this filler in.
Arab and Islamic states reiterate that peace remains our strategic option. Experience showed over the past decades that peace is not thing of the entire region or interest in which will be the Middle East.
Oh, Jesus Christ, lady.
Excellency President Trump, kindly proceed. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Enough blowjobbing. I know I'm terrible. No.
Well, thank you very much, and that was a great honor. I appreciate it very much, Mr. President, Mr. General, Mr. President. Great general, great president. Thank you very much. This is the day that people across the region and around the world have been working, striving, hoping, and praying for. They have done things over the last month that I think were really unthinkable. Nobody thought this could happen. With the historic agreement we've just signed, those prayers of millions have finally been answered. As you know, the hostages have been returned, and further work goes on having to do with the, sadly to say, bodies. Together we've achieved what everybody said was impossible. At long last, we have peace in the Middle East, and it's a very simple expression, peace in the Middle East, and we've heard it for many years, but nobody thought it could ever get there, and now we're there. I want to congratulate everybody sitting in these first few rows and standing behind me. I don't know why they chose to stand, but I promise I'll make it short, okay? We are not going to keep you standing for long. These are great leaders. After years of suffering and bloodshed, the war in Gaza is over. Humanitarian aid is now pouring in, including hundreds of truckloads of food, medical equipment, and other supplies, much of it paid for by people in this room. Civilians are returning to their homes. The hostages are reuniting. I mean, it's beautiful. I'm just watching it backstage. The level of love and sorrow, I've never seen anything like it. It's amazing when you see they haven't seen their mother, their father. They haven't seen them in such a long time, and they lived in a tunnel, a very little tunnel, very deep. And the level of love is just incredible. It's a beautiful thing to see. It's, in one sense, it's so horrible that it could have taken place, but in another sense, it's so beautiful to see. A new and beautiful day is rising, and now the rebuilding begins. The rebuilding is maybe going to be the easiest part. I think we've done a lot of the hardest part, because the rest comes together. We all know how to rebuild, and we know how to build better than anybody in the world. I want to express my tremendous gratitude to the Arab and Muslim nations who helped make this incredible breakthrough possible. And you really did. To President El-Sisi of Egypt, who is so generously hosting us today. And I want to thank you for the outstanding job your country is doing in so many different ways, and for helping us so much with this peace agreement. I also want to thank the president for the escort of 6 fighter jets. Oh, we looked out the window, we said, I hope they're friendly, and they turned out to be very friendly. But we had 3 on each side, and they are beauties right out of the great, really American manufacturing hub. We make the greatest military equipment in the world. We have the strongest military in the world by far. And I knew exactly what those planes were, and I knew exactly how much you paid for those planes, too. You paid a lot.
He got the cash out.
You got a pretty good deal.
Look at her laughing. This was the same chick that was she was reckless eyeballing Zelensky. She was shooting daggers at him the last time all of them were together with Trump.
And they are great planes, and we just appreciate it. That was quite an escort in. That was very impressive. But Air Force One was really, it was covered with Egyptian desert just a few months ago. If you think about it, just a few months ago it was Egyptian desert, and now it was just a few feet off our window. And it was a spectacular sight, and I appreciate it very much. Really, that was pretty good. You got our people by surprise. I don't know if they were thrilled right at the beginning, but they were thrilled as we sailed along very, very calmly and safely. And I'm deeply honored to receive from you, Egypt's highest state honor, the Order of the Nile. The Nile is so beautiful, so magnificent. It's such a beautiful title, the Order of the Nile. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Appreciate it. Great honor. I also want to give a very special thanks to the Emir of Qatar, a man who's outstanding. He's been a friend of mine for a long time, long before politics, and he's a fantastically respected man. His Highness Sheikh Tamim is respected by everybody. He's respected by everybody, and in the most positive way, not only because of power, because of his heart. He's got a tremendous heart, and he's a great leader, and his country loves him. Thank you very much for being here. It's an honor. Let me also express our condolences to the Qataris on the tragic car crash that claimed the lives of your cherished diplomats, some of whom were known by our people, and they were supposed to be incredible people. So please extend our sorrow and best wishes. That was tough. That was really tough. On this extraordinary occasion, I also want to give our sincere thanks to President Erdogan of Turkey. He's always there when I need him. He's such a tough guy. He is tough as you can be, but we love him. And when they have a problem with you, they always call me to handle it. And usually I come through. We just have a good relationship, and we have from the beginning. And so I want to thank you very much and say hello to your wife, your beautiful wife. And it's great to be with you. Always there. When I need him, he's always there. Thank you very much, Mr. President. And I also want to thank, I just spoke to him on the phone, His Royal Highness Crown Prince Mohammed, Saudi Arabia, a special friend of mine. Boy, he's come so long and so far, and he's doing a fantastic job for his country. And I want to just thank him. And His Highness Sheikh Mohammed of the United Arab Emirates is here. Where? He's here someplace. Well, he's not here, but he's here in spirit. I can tell you that. And he's been another one. He's been absolutely incredible, and we appreciate it very much. And His Majesty King Abdullah of Jordan. And thank you very much, King Abdullah of Jordan. He's here. Thank you.
Yeah, I will touch on that.
Okay. Thank you very much.
I will.
And you really have been a great helper. We appreciate it. Appreciate it. Prime Minister Sharif of Pakistan, and also I have to say my favorite field marshal from Pakistan, who's not here, but the Prime Minister is here, and you're going to give his regards. Where are you? There you go. Thank you very much.
He's right behind
Do
you.
you want to say what you said to me the other day? Come, would you like to say what you said the other day? I think it was so nice. Please.
Thank you very much, my dear President Trump, my dear brother President Fath el-Sisi of Egypt, Majesties, Highnesses, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, and a very good evening.
Alaikum salam.
Well, I would say today is one of the greatest day in contemporary history, because peace has been achieved after untiring efforts. Efforts led by President Trump, who is genuinely a man of peace, who has relentlessly and untiringly worked throughout these months, day in and day out, to make this world a place to live with peace and prosperity. I would say that Pakistan had nominated President Donald Trump for Nobel Peace Prize for his outstanding, extraordinary contributions to first stop war between India and Pakistan, and then achieve ceasefire along with his very wonderful team. And today, again, I would like to nominate this great president for Nobel Peace Prize, because I genuinely feel that he is the most genuine and most wonderful candidate for Peace Prize, because he has brought not only peace in South Asia, saved millions of people, their lives. And today, here in Sharm el-Sheikh, achieving peace in Gaza is saving millions of lives in the Middle East. Mr. President, I would like to salute you.
Don't forget the Congo with Rwanda. All right, that 30-year war, he ended that. He ended that and complimented the beautiful black female reporter. I believe she was from Kenya. Yeah, I mean,
For your
you know, there's people don't even
exemplary
bring that
leadership,
up.
visionary leadership. And I think that you're the man this world needed most at this point in time. World would always remember you as a man who did everything, went out of the way to stop 7 and today 8 wars. I would like to thank my very dear brother, Sheikh Tamim. He's Akhal Shakik, who has really worked very hard along with others to achieve peace in this region. My very dear brother, President Tayyip Erdogan, His Majesty, King Abdullah, and of course, my very dear brother, Mohammed bin Zayed of UAE, and of course, my very dear brother, Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. And he has also been very, very helpful and contributed very valuably in this wonderful peace process. Ladies and gentlemen, I wouldn't want to take more of your time. Suffice it to say, had it not been for this gentleman, not only, who knows, India and Pakistan are both nuclear powers. Had he not intervened along with his wonderful team, during those 4 days, the war could have escalated to a level. Who would have lived to tell what happened? And similarly, here in this part of the world, in Middle East, Mr. President, your valuable contribution along with President Sisi, I think history will remember in golden words. I wouldn't say more, except God bless you, God give you long life to serve like this for all time to come. Thank you very much.
Yeah, 'cause if you remember, a couple months ago during the summer, India and Pakistan were getting ready to start dropping nukes on each other. Like, it was escalating real fast, but he got Marco Rubio over there real quick to calm that down. Like, as soon as they got off the phone, the war was over. They stopped shooting at each other, and it was over something so stupid. It was so stupid, I can't even remember what it was about. But y'all remember that? It was heating up over there. Like, it was heating up. They went from pushing and shoving to getting ready to push red buttons, like, in a matter of hours. It got wild over there. But Trump wanted that Nobel Peace Prize. Let's be honest. He was bucking for that Nobel Peace Prize for months on end, but he didn't give it. They gave it to the woman, but of course she dedicated it to him because he was like, well, he's done way more than me. Like, I'm just out here being a vocal revolutionary. This guy's actually out here ending wars that I can't even dare touch. Like, so, you know, I'll split the award or I'll do it in his honor. And that's fine. You know, that's fine. We'll see what happens next year. I think they handle it, once a year? I mean, it doesn't really matter to me, but it was definitely important to him. But, you know, there's plenty of time. We'll see how it goes.
Very kind.
Wow, I didn't expect that. Let's go home. There's nothing more I have to say. Goodbye, everybody. That was really beautiful and beautifully delivered. Wow, thank you very much. Also with us is President Prabowo, a very incredible man of Indonesia. President, come in. Great job.
Okay, I'm making sure nobody else comes up to speak.
President Abbas
get
of
this
the
over with real
Palestinian
quick.
Authority. See, we have them all. We have them all. Good.
Because I'm
Great.
tired.
It's good to have you. And so many others. I have a list here. This first 3 rows and what's standing behind me, I don't know why they chose to stand, but it's there. They're going to be very famous tomorrow. All of them. We have the Arab League is
With they switches.
represented
Pookie and
by
his
His
switches.
Excellency, and
Nowhere
thank
in
you
the
very
world,
much
because
for
Pookie and his switches is
being
nothing but
here.
a
Thank
bunch
you very
of
much. We have Armenia. Oh, and Azerbaijan. That's a little war that we stopped. That's a little war. There they are. Look at them. They're sitting. When I met with them, it was in the Oval Office. They fought for like 31 years or some crazy number. And they had one sitting on that side of the Oval Office, one sitting. By the time we finished in 1 hour, they were both hugging each other. And now they're friends and they're getting along great. Look at it. So I want to thank you both. That's incredible. Really incredible. So you have Armenia and you have Bahrain. You have Canada. It's so great to have, in fact, the president called and he wanted to know if it's worthwhile. He knew exactly what it was. He knew the importance. Where's Canada, by the way? Where are you? Where are you?
He's over there.
He knew the importance of this. He said, I want to be there. So many people have done that. They called. I mean, they heard about it. And these are not people that can do that very easily. They have pretty big schedules, to put it in mind. The most powerful people. And I appreciate you being here very much, Mr. President. Fantastic. Fantastic. And Cyprus, Egypt, the European Union, it's a lot of countries. France, thank you very much, Emmanuel. I would imagine Emmanuel standing someplace behind me. Where is he?
Over there.
I can't believe it. You're taking a low-key approach today. He's my friend. That's great. Good job. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Germany, the new Chancellor of Germany
There he is, right
he's
there.
easy to spot because he's very tall and he's very smart and he's doing a fantastic job for
This
his
guy
country.
right here,
Appreciate it
this
very
goofy
much. And
looking-
congratulations, a big election. That was a big one. That was going to change things. Greece, we have Greece. We have Hungary. Oh, Victor, where is Victor? Victor. We love Victor. Victor, I call him. You know, I put the little accent on it. You are fantastic, all right? I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but I'm the only one that matters. You are fantastic. He's a great leader. I endorsed him the last election he had, and he won by 28 points. So you're going to do even better this time. You have another election, and you're going to do great, and we appreciate it. And
He
we're
looks
behind you
more
100%.
comfortable.
That's Hungary. India is a great country with a very good friend of mine at the top, and he's just done a fantastic job. And I think that Pakistan and India are going to live very nicely together, right? That's not a very, they are. And they're two great, I'd say, leaders, great leaders, as far as I'm concerned. Indonesia, we covered, and I just want to say that that's a big country, a powerful country. It does unbelievably well, and it's great to have you. Iraq, we have Iraq with lots of oil. They have so much oil, they don't know what to do with it. That's a big problem when you have so much, you have no idea what to do with it. So thank you very much thank you very much. Italy, we have a young woman who's, I'm not allowed to say it because usually it's the end of your political career if you say it. She's a beautiful young woman. Now, if you use the word beautiful in the United States about a woman, that's the end of your political career, but I'll take my chances. Where is she? There she is. You don't mind being called beautiful, right? Because you are. Thank you very much for coming. We appreciate it. She wanted to be here, and she's incredible, and they really respect her in Italy. She's a very successful politician. We have Norway. Oh, Norway. Norway. What happened, Norway? What happened? Where's Norway? Where is he? We have Johnny. We're going to the World Cup. I can tell you that. Where's Norway? I don't think he wants to stand. Oh, he's back there. Well, we have Norway. Oman. Again, we have Paraguay. We have really fantastic representative from Saudi Arabia. Thank you very much. I'll tell you what, and this time we'll get you the best seat. He always gets the best seat. He deserves the best seat. But what a great place it is. Spain. Where's Spain? Are you guys working on him with respect to the GDP? We'll get close. We'll get close. But fantastic job you're doing. And UAE, which is great. United Kingdom. Where's United Kingdom? Where's my friend? Where?
There's Starmer. Little scumbag.
It's very nice of you here. These people all came in like 20-minute notice, and I think it's fantastic. And we have so many others, and just so many others. And it's such a compliment to what we're doing, because what we've done is something very unique and very special. So it's perhaps the wealthiest and most powerful group of nations ever assembled at one time, which is a big thing. We have achieved together in recent days a change that really is historic, and it's going to be remembered forever. And I want to thank the American team for their amazing work, and I want to thank, I think he'll go down as the greatest Secretary of State in the history of our country. I really believe that, Marco, or I wouldn't say it. Marco Rubio, I wouldn't say it. Maybe I would.
It'll be
You're doing a
interesting
great
to see
job. I'll tell you, he's on...
It'll be interesting to see if Marco Rubio and JD Vance both gun for the White House in 28. And I say whoever wins the primary, the other one serves as the vice president, serves as the VP. But more than likely, it'll probably go to JD Vance with Rubio as his VP. That would be a strong White House. And then Rubio, maybe he sits for another 8. You know, he's still a young man. Him and Vance, they're both young men. They're in their 40s. They sit, let it dig itself out, work itself out. Then we'll see what happens.
He's on course to do it. We've done a lot of work in 9 months. We've done a lot of work. I say that, 1 year ago, a little more, but 1 year ago, America, the United States of America was a dead country. The king told me, and I use that, he said, sir, 1 year ago, it was a dead country. Today, you have the hottest country anywhere in the world, and it is. It's the hottest country. So many investors are here. We have over $17 trillion being invested in the United States, which is a record that nobody has ever beaten. I don't think anybody will. And we still have 4 months to go before it's a year. So in 8 months, we have over 17 trillion. We're actually very close to $18 trillion. There's never been, as an example, the previous administration had less than $1 trillion over 4 years. We have, we're close to breaking $18 trillion in 8 months. That's pretty amazing. No country's ever.
Let me answer you. You say all Trump had to do was give FBA reparations, then he would have won the Nobel Peace Prize, while simultaneously destroying the Confederates and Obama's legacy. With what money? Started off his presidency $36 trillion in debt. Where was he going to get it from? He does the tariffs. He's bringing in, like he just said, brought in 18 trillion so far. But Confederates didn't want the tariffs. You got judges that were trying to block the tariffs. You got Ratchet Crockett telling him, he didn't ask me. Who was you? Who are you for me to ask you to do anything, you little bum? Like, you couldn't even run, you can't even run a taco stand. But you want me to run the tariff agreement through you? You and your Confederate masters? Are you crazy? I got this. But yeah, there was no money in the pot for anybody. This whole government shutdown, they had to, the majority of the money that's being spent out is going to the military. And the military is just like the maintenance department. The money goes in. The military doesn't make you money. It's like a bottomless pit. So it's like, okay, I've given you all this money. You need to take some of that, stop payments on some of the things that you're doing and pay your service members through that money while we're going through this government shutdown. which I doubt it'll last over a month. It might go for another 2 weeks before they go ahead and just force it through anyway. The CR, they're just probably just going to go ahead and force it through anyway after I would say after the first, if not beforehand, because word on the street is that Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, they're trying to delay it till after the 18th because there's supposed to be another one of these goofy little No Kings rallies across the United States, mainly in Washington. So they're trying to appear strong to their base, which is of course really just made up of Antifa and people like Angela Rye and all of these goofy people who do nothing but run their mouths. All right, they're so stuck on the Confederate plantation, it's ridiculous. So they don't want the angry mob to turn on them because they know that Antifa is made up of a bunch of psychotic white lunatics. Can't win a street fight, but they're definitely good at sneak attacks. Especially when the police do nothing. But we'll see what happens after the 18th. But supposedly that's the plan. That's the plan. They're doing a whole government shutdown till after those agitations take place. So we'll see what happens.
Ever done that? I want to also thank Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and my son-in-law and a great guy, Jared Kushner. And I even have my daughter here, Ivanka. Ivanka, please stand up. Ivanka's here. Wow.
You caught the tail end. I just got started at 10 o'clock. You good?
Thank you. Thank you, Ivanka. We have a great team, and we have, as you know, General Raisin Kane. We have John Radcliffe. We have Tom Barrack. We have really a lot of good talent. We have Pete Hegseth, who's now Department of War as opposed to Department of Defense. We made a little change. Somehow I like the name better, so do you, so do a lot of people. But the momentous breakthrough that we're here to celebrate tonight is more than the end of the war in Gaza. It's with God's help, it'll be the new beginning for an entire beautiful Middle East. From this moment forward, we can build a region that's strong and stable and prosperous and united in rejecting the path of terror once and for all. We want to get rid of the terror and get on to other things. There are many other things in life that are so good. The final sprint to this deal began less than 3 weeks ago on the sidelines of the United Nations in New York. I met with many of the people in this room, and it all just started coming together. I've known so many of you for so long. You're friends of mine. You're great people. I have a couple I don't like in particular, but I won't tell you who. I have actually a few of them I don't like at all, but you'll never find out who they are. Well, maybe you will, come to think of it. But I have most of you who I like a lot and I respect a lot. Maybe that's more important. We listened and we exchanged ideas and we kept pushing forward until the job was done. And the first steps to peace are always the hardest. And today we've taken them and we've put them all together and we've come up with this beautiful mix like nobody thought was possible. And as you know, I've just come from Israel. It was an amazing day to watch the hostages come in and to watch all of the other things and do all of the other things that we did. And like all of us here this evening, the Israeli people are overjoyed that the war has ended. Many of you have had dancing in the streets. They had dancing in the streets. And they've been dancing for weeks now once they heard about this and they heard that it was even a possibility. They're elated at the arrival of the hostages and excited to begin this new chapter for the entire region, and it's going to be that, and they are going to be great partners, and I hope everybody's going to join the Abraham Accord. I like to say the Avraham. I love Avraham, but somehow it doesn't sound as good when I say it as it does when some of my other friends say it who are from the region. But we're going to get a lot of people joining the Abraham Accords. We have the 4 great nations that did it early on, and they stayed with it. And then you had the Biden administration, which is the worst administration in the history of our country. And obviously, they did nothing on that and anything else. And so it stayed at 4. And now a lot of people, even today, they're talking about all joining up. So many people have talked to me about that, and it's going to be a great tribute to really the United States. I mean, the United States has worked very hard in the Middle East, so it would be a tribute to us and to Jared and to Steve and to all of the people, Marco, all of the people that have worked so hard on that. And it really is going to it's going to guarantee that it all stays together. You're going to do well, because the four nations do very well. I mean, they do extremely, as they're wealthy, but they're a lot wealthier because of it. So I hope everybody's now joining up. Now we have no excuses. We don't have a Gaza, and we don't have an Iran as an excuse. That was a good excuse, but we don't have that anymore. All the momentum now is toward a great, glorious, and lasting peace. And our commitment to fulfilling the 20-point plan we developed together will be the crucial foundation for achieving that bright future. And it's being worked on right now as we speak. And we're actually in stage 3 and 4. It's not going to be, just divided down so simply. We can be long advanced on some of the things that we say we're going to do. We can take them out of order in a positive way. And we've shown how it can be done with responsible nations like the people in this room, these incredible people in this room, setting aside their differences, seeking common ground, and pursuing a better world for all of us. And that spirit's my dream, that we all get together and enjoy our life. And we're going to put some of you on the Board of Peace. Everybody wants to be on the Board of Peace. They said, would you be the chairman? I say, I'm pretty busy too. But whatever we can do to have peace in the Middle East, it's worth it. But everybody wants to go on the Board of Peace, so we're probably going to enlarge it. We're going to get, and the leaders, the top people, the top leaders, they want to be on the Board of Peace. A beautiful term. At first I wasn't sure, and then I realized how beautiful it is. And for the people of Gaza, the focus now must be on restoring the basics of a good life. We're going to have a lot of money coming into Gaza and a lot of rebuilding and building. It's not so much rebuilding, it's really building, cleaning up and building. And I'm pleased to announce that numerous countries of great wealth and power and dignity have come forward to me just today and over the last week to say they want to help in the reconstruction of Gaza, putting up whatever money is necessary. And the money is, of course, it's a lot of money, but it's not much compared to the value or the wealth of these tremendous countries. And they
I will tell you why they want to jump in. It's the Europe Economic Corridor. Now, to explain it, it's an economic corridor. The economic corridor is a network of infrastructure, roads, railways, ports, and digital systems that connects economic centers to stimulate development. You've got link manufacturing zones, urban centers, and ports, enable efficient transport, trade, and investment, and often include policy harmonization like customs agreements and visa facilitation. All right. Now, it says here the EU's role. Let's see here. The European Union launched the Global Gateway in 2021, aiming to invest up to 300 billion in smart, clean, and secure infrastructure across digital networks, energy systems, and transport corridors. In Africa alone, the EU is helping develop 12 strategic corridors to connect high potential value chains. Some corridors that tie into Europe's strategic interests include IMEC, which is India, Middle East, Europe corridor, South Asia to Europe, alternative to China's Belt and Road, links India, Gulf states, and Europe. The TENT, the Trans-European Transport Network within EU, connects EU countries via rail, road, and waterways. The Baltic Adriatic Corridor, Central Europe, links Poland to Italy through Austria and Slovenia, and then the Rhine, Danube corridor, Western to Eastern Europe, facilitates trade from France to Romania via Germany and Hungary. Do you understand? So all of this is about money. It's all about money. All right, that's why all these world leaders are up here and they all want their fingers in the pot Same thing going on with Ukraine. They all got, the EU got their fingers in the pot. But they can't do anything. They can't help out Ukraine because they get all of their weaponry from the United States, and the United States is telling them to hit the Cash App. Telling everybody to hit the Cash App. No more free, no more borrowing. No, yeah. Pay for it or you just don't get it. But that's what's looking at with Gaza. Those, at least the people there, they're going to bring jobs just like Indians get casinos. Instead, these people are going to get some 1990s American style jobs, if that makes any sense. I mean, it'll be a smart city. They're going to turn the Gazian Strip. It's going to be a smart city, a smart state, smart country. However you want to define it. It's going to be modern as hell. Modern as hell. But they're going to put those people to work. Guaranteed. They're going to put those people to work.
Are ensuring stability and success in the Middle East. So when you think about it, it's a very, very small amount of money is necessary, relatively speaking. And as those commitments are made, I'm going to let the world know who is doing it, because they really deserve great credit for doing it, and they're going to do something that's really monumental. This is a monumental day. This is a monumental moment in the history of the world beyond the Middle East. We've all agreed that supporting Gaza must be done to lift up the people themselves, but we don't want to fund anything having to do with bloodshed, hatred, or terror, as has happened in the past. And for the same reason, we're also agreed that Gaza's reconstruction requires that it be demilitarized and that a new, honest civilian police force must be allowed to create a safe condition for the people in Gaza. As I said earlier, I intend to be a partner in securing a better future. We're going to be working, you're going to be working with the United States, and we're going to make sure that the Middle East is going to be a safe and secure place. It's a very important place in the world, means so much. There were so many people who said the Middle East, and this has been going for many, many decades. I've read it many times, that World War III will begin in the Middle East. It's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. There was a time that you would have thought it could have, but it's not going to happen. There won't be World War III, hopefully at all, but it's not going to start in the Middle East. We're not going to have a World War III if we're smart. There'll never be a World War III. Our work begins right here and right now. From ancient times, this region has been extraordinarily mixed with respect to people, culture, religions, all of the different elements of national characters, unlike maybe anywhere else on earth. And for 3,000 years, there's been conflict. For whatever reason, there's been tremendous conflict, always conflict. But today, for the first time anyone can remember, we have a once-in-a-lifetime chance to put the old feuds and bitter hatreds behind us. And that's why so many people in this room, they didn't get along. Some did, some didn't, but they're getting along now. This has brought the people together. This is the first time the Middle East crisis has brought people together as opposed to driving them apart. And to declare that our future will not be ruled by the fights of the generations past, which is foolish. So together, let us continue in the spirit of cooperation and goodwill that has finally brought us to this incredible, historic breakthrough. If we do, together, we will reach the Middle East's incredible destiny, a safe and prosperous and beautiful crossroads of culture and commerce, faith in humanity and geographic center. This will be the geographic center of the world. So I just want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank you all for what you've done and for this quick notice. It all came together just at one little period. It just came together. It's the greatest deals happen that way. If you do anything about deals, that's all I've done all my life is deals. The greatest deals just sort of happen. And that's what happened right here. And maybe this is going to be the greatest deal of them all, not just nation building, not just having to do with this or the political whims. This will be maybe the greatest deal of them all, period. And I want to thank all of you and all of these great nations and this region for what it's gone through and all of the fights it's had, or life over death and hope over strife and harmony over hatred. That's what we want. We want it to be that way because together we're going to forge a magnificent, great, and enduring peace. I want to just end by saying God bless you all. God bless the Middle East. God bless your countries, and God bless you. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, you can tell she's getting agitated just standing there. I'm pretty sure it's been a long day. But I mean, bottom line, that's really what it boils down to, the money. It boils down to the money. You make the deal with Hamas, like, look, I tell you what, we won't let Israel just wipe you out and take over the Gazian Strip, and then you have nothing. We'll give you some guarantees. Matter of fact, from what I understand, they're going to have some Hamas members serve as the police force while they get everything built up. And if I was Hamas, I mean, how dumb are you to really think that the United States and all of these other folks standing up here, you really think that these people are going to let you, Hamas, a terrorist group, be the military force in Gaza? Do you really think that? You all will be disappearing one by one, or maybe they'll Walter White you and get you all in one fell swoop. But there's no way in hell they're going to let you survive once that last hostage is turned over. You can forget it. Your days are numbered. Pay close attention, Zelensky. Pay close attention, because you're next, bro. You're going to be next on the list. And, now that we got this out of the way, that whole Tiffany Cross, Angela Rye, I think that was what, Bakari Sellers, that little Moist, little Duncan Hines. Look, okay. Every ancestor that's black that passed away before 1965, if they came to life right now and they saw that black folks, their descendants, were in bed with the Confederacy, they would probably Harriet Tubman pistol you. You catch the business end of a pistol. You've joined leagues with the Confederacy. When I hear, listen, look. Back during the conscious days when we were running strong in the 90s, we always knew that the Democrats were the Confederacy. We didn't talk in glowing terms of Bill Clinton. This dude was having people murked. Ron Brown, anyone? Hillary Clinton's business partner went for a jog, found in the woods, murked. The stuff that he was doing in Arkansas. His name was mentioned a million times. You have, understand, the people from the Epstein victims did not mention Trump's name. It's like, no, we never saw him, but Bill Clinton. A lot of stories about Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein, especially on those plane rides. The only documented evidence you got with Trump and Epstein is the flights from New York to Florida with his family listed on board with him. But understand, we knew the Clintons were dirty. We did appreciate him putting America in the black by trading in the debt for the secrets with China, the military secrets. We appreciate that. But outside of that, we knew Bill Clinton was dirty. We didn't mess with the Democrats back in our Ashe and Kufi and Fez days. Are you kidding me? They're Democrats. They're the Confederacy. They didn't change. Only thing they changed was the date, the time, and the name. That's the only thing that changed. The mentality did not change. Listen how they talk about the illegals. Who's going to pick our crops? Who's going to scrub our toilets? Who's going to cook our meals? Yeah, the Whitewater scandal. Yeah. Like, yo, I mean, this is why when I hear y'all have heard me for the past few months when you sit up here and I say, yo, y'all need to stop running with the Democratic Party because they're the Confederacy. They are the Confederacy. So, and this great party switch that they keep talking about, you know who was the great party switch that they keep talking about? It was black folks. We went from being Republicans to Democrats because of welfare. Feminism came in first, captured the minds of the weakest link in black society, well, the black community back then, which was the women. You send the white chicks in, Gloria Steinem and her feminists, gobbling up all the black peen and taco they could get their hands on, sexual manipulation, sexual and psychological manipulation was used. Those were their tactics. It's all about us, sister girl. We need to fight for women's rights. And what the Confederacy did, they put you back on the plantation without the labor. What do you think the projects were? They literally put you back on the plantation. That's what welfare is. Section 8 housing, food stamps. That's modern day slavery, except it's financial slavery. It's mental slavery. You try to advance while you're on that stuff, they take away benefits. All of a sudden, your life becomes hard for you. This is why you get a video where a boy is sitting up here telling his mother that he's about to get a job, and she's like, "No, you're not. You're going to screw up my benefits." Massa is good to us. Excuse me, good to me. With my Section 8 shack, my slave shack, Section 8 voucher. He feed us with the food stamps. He keep a roof over our head. The more bastard children I have, the more money I get on my check. They put you back in slavery, mental and financial slavery. Why do you think the Department of Education was destroyed? Why do you think Trump shut it down? Why do you think he changed the welfare benefits? Section 8, food stamps, SNAP, RFK Jr., changing up the food and the medications and everything. You've been lulled to sleep. But you call that racist, though. Well, excuse me. Black female Confederate slaves call that racism. Being forced to get up off of your ass and get a job. Stop living off of the government's teat. That's racism to them. So when you get a Tiffany Cross and an Angela Rye get mad at a Stephen A. Smith because he said for Jasmine Crockett to stop acting like a ghetto piece of trash, stop talking bad about the president every time you open your mouth, stop making the stupidest statements, talking about some just because you commit a crime doesn't make you a criminal. Then what does it make you? 80% of the violent crime committed in this country is committed by white supremacists. I do not see white supremacists shooting up black folks in black neighborhoods. Not at the tune we do it. Oh, I can't bring that up though. The Confederates got you thinking that crime is legal and being punished for it is white supremacy. Accountability is white supremacy. They want you to kill yourselves. That's why they put abortion clinics in black neighborhoods. Margaret Sanger, everyone. I mean, this stuff, I don't know why I'm even doing this refresher. But we've kidnapped, hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray. Malcolm X words mean absolutely nothing in today's society. It means absolutely nothing. He told you, stay away from the Confederates, aka the liberals. They're the snakes in the grass. They say sexual discipline is white supremacy too. Yeah, nothing. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I get headaches just watching us fall into the trap. Why do y'all think sometimes I take days off from broadcasting? Like, I just don't feel like it. Because I know I'm just going to see buffoonery and coonery. And black folks are going to make excuses for it. They're going to talk smack. You talking bad about our people. No. If there was nothing bad to talk about, I wouldn't do it. We have the most troubles out of any people in this society because we're at the very, very bottom of the economic ladder, but right up there with the highest percentage of crime. And you can blame poverty for that, but what you're trying to say is that poverty makes you a criminal. Does being poor make you a criminal? You can't afford a 12-bedroom, 15-bathroom mansion right now. Does that make you a criminal? You live in check to check. Does that make you a criminal? Like a hardcore out here carjacking, robbing, raping, murdering, mass looting? Are you that type of criminal? Or are you a speeding ticket criminal? Disorderly conduct criminal? Stole a Snickers bar criminal? What type of criminal are you? Planned Parenthood, but just let it go, dog. You say a bunch of dykes and sassy boys told Stephen A. Smith, a successful college graduate, that he can't have an opinion. Definition of gynocracy. You know what? That's that plantation talk. I mean, Tiffany Cross and Angela Rye and Abby Phillips, these black Confederates are nothing but slaves. They are slaves. They're Confederate slaves. And you hear it when they talk. They talk like slaves. And if you don't agree with them, you're a coon or sellout. All white people are racist, except even the ones who pretend to be white saviors. Even the ones that the black people whose ass they kiss, even they're considered white supremacists to them. You know why? Because they have so much hate in their own heart. They have nothing of value inside of them. You can buy all the luxury cars and jewelries and red bottoms, and wigs and all you want to, watches, jewelry, all of that. Yet they voted for the couch at 92 and 77%. You can buy all of that all you want to, but you're empty inside. When you're that evil, where you can't take responsibility for your own actions, you are evil inside. There's something wrong with you. You're broken. You're both broken. And I don't know if that comes to a prolonged exposure to poverty or always being browbeaten about how it's everybody's fault, mainly the white man, but yours. Your mama's always moaning, bitching, crying, whining about the white man and racism while you was growing up. Meanwhile, you all are living in a Confederate slave shack. But somehow that's white folks' fault. It's white folks' fault that your father's not around. How? She didn't marry your father before you were born. Show me the white man that held a gun to your mama's head, your mom and daddy's head, and said, now mate, nigga baby. All right, now Lester, you get the hell up out of here. Don't you ever come back. We gonna get the rope. Please show me. Is he in the family photos? And these kids today, born after 2005, I don't want to hear them say not one good goddamn thing about racism. You did not grow up in an era that those of us who were born in the 70s, 60s, 50s, 40s, 30s, and beyond. A white person can't even say the N-word without being fired, publicly shamed. The last one that did, that white chick, yeah, she's doing a couple of months in prison. Well, in jail. Think they labeled that a hate crime. But you 20 years old talking about you tired of white people and racism. Bitch, what is you talking about? Only white people you interact with is the people who are in charge of the school you're in. Maybe. Some manager at a corner store or something. You act like you live in a white neighborhood and getting chased home by white people every day with torches and pitchforks, and they burning crosses on your lawn every Sunday or whatnot. Like, please shut up. A lot of us are pro-crime. We brag about going to jail. Yeah, that's why that whole situation that happened on that campus with the MAGA white boys calling themselves trying to pull the Charlie Kirk, that was very stupid. That was very stupid of them doing that, but the behavior of the black kids was even worse. Because, I mean, let's be honest. Whatever point that those kids were making, those white boys were trying to make, they made it. They made it. They made it. They showed that we're intolerable. We can't be talked to. That's pretty much that was pretty much the point that they made. The young black kids can't be talked to, even on a college campus, in the middle of Tennessee, of all places. Where you would think, since you so anti-white and scared of white, racist, and all of this stuff, you would think that you would mind your P's and Q's. But nope. You had to do just a whole crash out. Got a dude standing there with a screwdriver. What you gonna do with a screwdriver, bro? You gonna stab somebody with a screwdriver? It's what, 2, 3, 4 of them over what, 400 of you, and you standing there with a screwdriver? What you gonna do? You was really gonna do some violence? No self-control, no low impulse control. I was at a barbecue a couple weeks ago, or really a cookout, a pre-game cookout. Of course, it was, black fraternity, fraternity. I was invited, and Kennesaw State University, by the way. Tailgate party. It's been a while. I was at a tailgate party and got to talking to a black chick about all this stuff, and all she did was just spout Confederate talking points. Had the nerve to say that we were talking about the plant down in Georgia. Americans don't know how to make car batteries. Bitch, we invented cars. What are you talking about? Just because a lot of you and your compatriots go to school for gender studies and African American studies and other low IQ, barely get a job degrees if you're lucky. What do you think other races of people, Indian, Asian, and white, what do you think they go to school for? You think they go to school for the perfectification of the circumference of a circle? No, those are your doctors, lawyers, engineers. Those are the ones who make batteries. Those are the ones who build robotics. Those are the ones that cure cancer. You get the idea. Not you, not this crowd of black Greeks where some guy is standing here with a damn cane dancing around. He's 30-something years old, dancing around like he's 15, doing this Greek garbage, trying to impress one of you little goofies. Trust me, the conversation was civil. I was actually surprised. I thought it was funny though, just to show you how bad the Confederacy has black females in its trap. This chick said she was going to school to be a lawyer. She said she couldn't get food stamps and she could only work 20 hours a week, but because she was going to school for a lawyer, the 20-hour a week job couldn't be any job, which I knew was a lie. She just didn't want to work. So she got turned down for food stamps. I was like, probably because your parents made too much. There is a financial requirement. Negative requirement though. But if you're on the positive end, no, you're not getting it. So then she turned around and had a baby. Father nowhere in sight. She still had a hard time qualifying for food stamps, but eventually she got them. And I asked her, I was like, did you have the baby so you could get on food stamps? No. I was like, but then why did you get pregnant while you were in college? Trying to be a lawyer, supposedly. Keep in mind, this is the story she told me. Trying to be a lawyer, you got pregnant in college. I'm pretty sure you had to take time off. Are you still back in school or did you graduate? Well, I'm in school online right now. I just bet you are. More than likely you enrolled to keep those payments off your back because she didn't look like a scholarship kid. That's why if you notice, you have a lot of black women that are career students. Black dudes too, but you have a lot of black women that are career students because it keeps the student loans at bay. I have an ex. She was 31 at the time, in school for nursing. What she would do is she would get her student loan money. I think it was like $9,000. She would get her student loan money, keep it in the account, use her tax money, because she had a daughter. She would use her tax money to pay her car note for the year, which she said was $3,000. So she was probably getting back between $6,000 to $9,000 in taxes. And then she would work occasionally. Keep in mind, she was living in her grandmother's house with her mother. So she didn't have to pay any rent. The only bill she had to pay was really maybe a little bit for her daughter and her car note and, her personal stuff. So out of $6,000 in taxes, she just paid $3,000. She would live off that $3,000 and then work whatever little jobs that she could. She's been doing this since 18 years old. Oh, every year when it's time, when they want their tax money, their student loan money back, they want to repay it. She pays it back. She pays it back. Plus whatever little interest is there. She pays it back and then she borrows it again. So not only did that help build up her credit, but it kept her from, as she said, that $9,000 that she kept in student loan money. She said that kept her from going in debt. And keep in mind, she never graduated from nursing school. Oh, that hustle. But at any rate, talking with that other chick, she's sitting up here complaining about the government and how I can't feed and all of this stuff. I was like, you know what us men do when we find ourselves in situations like that? You're like, what? Like, we get it out of the mud. We don't sit up there and stick our hand out. We don't beg, borrow, and try to manipulate other people into giving us money. Like, we get out here and we get it. We get it. And I was like, and it's like the digital age. You can make money online easily. Actually, like, are you invested in Bitcoin? No. And then, of course, I told her. Matter of fact, I showed her my Bitcoin account. I was like, look what I started off with. I started with $150,000. I started with $150. This was on November 5th. Like, look at what I'm at now. I was like, you can really just start your account with $20. Just invest $20 right here on Venmo or Cash App. I'd rather not use Cash App. Cash App is good for stealing people's money and shutting down their account. But do you with $20 right here on Venmo? This little goofy little money transfer app. And then just sit back and let it grow. Rainy day money. Her eyes glassed over when I started talking about that, right? Keep in mind, this is a college student trying to be a lawyer, supposedly. I'm talking to her about money and it's going over her head. And of course, you wonder why we're at the very bottom of the economic ladder in this country. You know this, people who are part of the Confederacy that are Confederate slaves, they're the brokest people. They're some of the brokest people. Because they're so used to being catered to and something given to them, and them not even trying to work hard for anything. They work a job just over broke. But they never try to improve their assets. Fuck that. Look, the last time I was homeless, I was 27 years old. I said never again. After that, I worked. I wasn't like sleeping out on the streets, but still, where I found myself sleeping was not where my name was the principal on the lease. I'm somebody's roommate at 27. I said, I'll never do this shit again. I worked 2 jobs up until 2020. At 27, that was in 1998. So from 98 to 2019, 2020, I worked 2 jobs, often sometimes 3. I never put myself in that position again. I would never put myself in that position again. You got some of us that are My age now, 54, and still skating by in life. No, there's too much access to money. Way too much access to money. You got some people who do it via social media apps like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. You got dudes who play the stock market. You got dudes that play with the coins. You got people that'll go ahead and invent stuff, do some t-shirts or whatnot. They get out here and they get it. You can't get out here on the corner and beg anymore. The guys, if you notice, the people that normally stand outside the gas stations and the corner stores asking for $1 and all that stuff, you notice they've kind of disappeared, right? Why do you think you got the water boys trying to sell water? You got $1. Oh, let me do the Cash App. I got Cash App. What was the big thing that they were doing before they shut the water boy situation down? They had these QR codes where they were stealing people's money. You say black people have a deep regret for not investing in crypto. Give it a year or so. You say a lot of black people are anti-wealth. That's because they're Confederate trained. The Confederacy has taught black people that money is evil, that money is white supremacy. People that have money are racist. You have to, quote unquote, sell out in order to get rich. You know who get rich while screaming racism every other goddamn day? Hustlers. Con artists, pimps, race hustlers. To me, these people sound just as stupid as Ryan Clark, just as stupid as Jasmine Crockett, just as stupid as Angela Rye, just as stupid as Joy Reid. It's 2025 and you talking about it like it's 1863. Please shut up, sit down. There's a video out here popped up this weekend. Black woman got her ass kicked by a white cop. You want to know why? Because she parked in the middle of an intersection, facing the wrong way, jumped out the car. The cop was like, "Yo, where you going?" She gave him lip. Come to find out, when he ran the plates, just like dude down in Florida that got punched in his face, you want a suspended license. This is how you act? And then she got the nerve to get indignant. And when the cop went to arrest her, she wanted to fight him. She knuckled up. He knuckled up too. Whooped her fucking ass. And then put her in cuffs and took her to jail. I guess that's racism, right? Is that racism? Or is that you as a black person thinking that you don't have to obey the law because you think crime is legal? Didn't do nothing. You ain't gonna tell me, I'ma tell you. Don't touch me. I'ma whoop up on you. But I guess that was racist, right? Look, y'all know who y'all race hustlers in black society are. Y'all know who y'all race hustlers on YouTube are. Y'all know who they are. I don't listen to them anymore. I don't want to hear that shit. I get a headache every time. Oh, white supremacy. Oh, this white man. Oh, racism. I'm like, man, shut the fuck up. If every white person is a suspected white supremacist, then every black person is a suspected thief, is a suspected criminal, is a suspected murderer. You want to play that game? Or would you rather judge people by the content of their character? Because you ain't gonna do, let's be honest, you ain't gonna do shit. You're so poor because you focus on the wrong thing. Instead of let me get this out. Instead of externalizing your hate towards people who don't even give a fuck about you, why don't you use that hate and anger and fear and loathing and insecurity to build yourself up? Do some push-ups every morning. Walk around the block. Get your money up. How y'all doing with them stocks that I shouted out? LAC, LAR, AMRC, PAAS, and STLD. How's that looking for y'all? Looking pretty good for me. Memphis, most black folks don't have car insurance and up-to-date registration. It is bad, bro. Yeah, because their DMV was backed up because of COVID. Their DMV was backed up because of COVID, but really that's no excuse. Because I got my car out of the shop 3 weeks ago. I had to get my tags registered, renewed. And as soon as I took it out the shop, I went across the street, because here in Georgia, every year you have to do the small test. And I failed the test. But the guy told me, he said, hey, look, take this to the DMV because my registration was due. It really was a day over. So he said, take this, to the DMV and ask them for an extension. So sure enough, I went, I asked the girl for an extension. I told her what was going on. Like I just got out the shop. It failed the test. The guy gave me his paper for a 30-day extension. And she said, okay. So if you're trying to do the whole DMV thing, especially in Memphis, you should get that temporary reprieve letter until they're able to get to you. But what it is that when you're dealing with people who don't know how to take care of business or don't like to take care of business, very intellectually lazy, what happens is they get pulled over for riding dirty. And trust me, the cops don't want to hear that because they like, well, why didn't you go to the DMV and get a paper, get something saying, hey, yeah, we'll get to you when we get to you, or your stuff will be in the mail, because they'll give you that paper. They won't just say, oh, we'll come back next week. No, they'll give you the paper. And then you'd be like, oh, okay, well, you get pulled over, you show the cop, more than likely they already got you registered, got you on a temporary tag situation until the system gets caught up. So therefore, when they run your plate through the automatic plate reader, they're not going to bother with you because you've already stepped in and said, hey, here's my situation. They're like, okay, we got you. Come back in 2 weeks. Come back in a month. We got you. No, that's not what's happening. These people are overrunning their dates, and now they get caught with the tag reader riding dirty, and now all of a sudden it's, suspended license, unregistered vehicle, expired tags, and then you're getting towed. That is, unless, hey, look, officer, this is what's going on, DMV, blah. Look, I got my paper. I'm just trying to, you talk your way out of the situation. A cop will more than likely be like, all right, look, get home, park the car, but you need to get this done. Don't let me catch you out here. Because we have this whole soft on crime situation going on right now. You say black people aren't aware of crypto. They're too busy talking about the gender war. There really is no war. There really is no war. That's why this whole situation with Tiffany Cross, talking about some Stephen A's kid got small penis and energy. Shut up. You sound like a teenage girl. This is why you got fired. That's why the MSNBC fired you, because you're so small-minded and childish and petty. You're worse than Joy Reid. I mean, Joy Reid is ignorant. She's ignorant. She's silly and she's ignorant. You just a child. You have a teenage girl's mentality. Oh, some China is our ally. Since when? I swear to God, sometimes I haven't done a Scott Jennings segment because it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. You have this one white guy sitting up here talking common sense to black folks who think that the military and the U.S. government are two separate entities. You get black people who sit up here and obfuscate the truth about like that situation that happened in Chicago where ICE and the ATF and DHS raided that apartment complex to get those Trinidad Alagra members. Oh, they had children in zip ties. Do you know? I'm sorry. Ask the people in Uganda what the children will do to them. Have you ever heard of a child soldier? You do understand that these illegals have no problems with that. And they recruit very well through fear or the potential to make money, especially with children who have nothing. They're very easily influenced. So yeah, we putting zip ties on everybody until we get this sorted out. Because a 9-year-old is very capable of popping you with a handgun. The hell are you talking about? This is a military operation, dumbass. Yeah, we zip tying everybody. Did the kids go back home to their parents? Yes? Okay. Then why are you acting like they were all thrown in a van and driven off and disappeared somewhere? We don't know where they went. How about the ICE detention facility? Did you look there? Huh? Did you look there? You know where you're protesting at every fucking day. Did you look there? Well, they're not there. Well, then where are they? Oh, they're with their parents. How interesting. I swear. Yeah, 9-year-old would turn your TV off real quick. Hell, you had a teacher that got shot in school by a 6-year-old. Took a pistol to school and shot his teacher, a 6-year-old, because she was giving him too much work. That Black Confederate mentality is a detriment to society. CNN makes black people look so stupid because they get the stupidest of black people to be on these panels to be debating with Scott Jennings and whatnot. The dumbest of black people, and I mean the dumbest. The only one that be on those panels that I have respect for is Shermichael Singleton. You be getting them whites and Hispanics sitting up there. When they sit across Shermichael, they want to play the race card. He just be look. He first he took the bait with Ana Navarro, and then 2 days later, some goofy white chick tried to play the same card, and he just looked at her. He looked at Abby, and he shook his head. By the way, Abby is a tether, so when she sit up there and talk about racism, I don't want to hear shit coming out of her mouth. Now you're a tether. You people love you some white Jesus. Shut up. Speaking of which, why do you think a lot of these black women, these swirlers, why do you think they praise black men so much? They want to be back in Massa's house. They want to be Massa's bed wench. They don't care how down bad the white boy is. As long as they get them one. This is how you get black chicks cut up in several pieces in a sex dungeon on a first date with a guy who don't even have a car. Who's the one chick? She got 4 kids. She got the white guy. They made all this money on social media, and then they had a falling out, and she was going live scared that he was gonna beat the brakes off of her. Come to find out, she got this Brad. He was sleeping in a pissy mattress in somebody's basement. Built a whole swirling channel based off of their relationship. Meanwhile, she out here being the biggest whore with a sugar daddy. My sugar daddy want all this stuff for me. You just enjoy it. What type of sugar daddy is messing with some bald black chick with 4 bastard children and a white husband? I mean, as much as I want to talk bad about the white guy, you know, for being a cuck and everything, but you know what? It's either I can be in these penthouse apartments pretending to give a fuck about these 4 black kids and this silly black bitch who worship the ground I walk on, or I can go back to sleeping on a pissy mattress in somebody's basement. Take your pick. Choose your poison. As a man, I can't knock that hustle. And she boo-boo the fool for putting herself in that situation. Same thing with Crystalline Carrison. Set up there and built a whole empire off of her marriage to that ostrich-looking white dude. Simply because Maxie's father wanted nothing to do with her. Her black daughter, her black daughter's father, who's doing way better than the Carrisons, her husband, would ever be, because he didn't want to get married. She had the baby anyway, and then hustled that monkey to get with Ostrich Boy, who probably thought he got the best box he could ever get his hands on, not knowing that he was married to a bedwench, a Confederate slave. As you can see, after 16 years, he got tired of that, didn't he? He got real tired of that. Let her go. Goodbye. Get 2 years of child support. No telling what the spousal support looked like. But he straight up got up out of that marriage. He was done. Your girl wanted one of them type of relationships so bad. So much hatred in her heart. But she had to mess it up by having becoming baby mama, number 6 to a truck driver, Cynthia G. As much as she hates black men because they don't find her attractive, because she destroyed her hair. I don't know if it's cancer or alopecia. She knows she's not attractive. Her sister married to a white guy. I think her mom married a white guy. Whatever. They're swirlers. She used to swirl. But then she no longer became a viable option to any man, well, except for, somebody that smoke weed when they make videos and bootleg other people's intellectual property and got 5 baby mamas. What he used to go by, the nigga with tattoos or something? That was the best she could do. That was the best she could do. And you see her compatriots all looking like Confederate slave shack living. Oh, let me stop. Man. Y'all got me talking about folks, and I'm trying not to do that. In all honesty, you got to let these people be, but recognize them for what they are. You got to recognize them for what they are. Even when they try to be intellectual, they still talk with the mouth and the mind and the mentality of a slave, of a Confederate slave. Just listen to how they talk about common sense issues and watch them throw a black slant on it that makes no sense whatsoever. Trump increased the tariffs to China by 100%. How would that affect black folk? Well, with black women, it means they'll have to pay more for them bundles. Why are you worried? Why are you worried? Are you coughing up money for them bundles, bruh? More than likely, yes. That's why you so worried. That's why you talk with a chicken little mentality. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. Oh no. The tariffs. Oh no. Oh my God. They cut off the welfare. Oh my God. They cut off the food stamps. Oh my God. Oh no. What am I going to do? That's how a slave would react. Right. Sin who? Yeah. She done went through her time. But tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Am I lying? When Trump was making all of these changes to SNAP and welfare and other government assistance programs, to where it's now mainly for the elderly and the infirmed, be it mentally or physically. You see how many plantation slaves were losing their mind? Now it's down to 2 years. They cut child dependency off at 7 years. Kentucky has now mandated 50-50 custody, thus killing the child support. Tennessee, I wonder, did they finally pass the bill with the mandatory DNA? Because in all honesty, they do these things in these states as a testing ground just to see how it work out. Then after about 6 months to a year or so, 2 years, suddenly now it's a nationwide thing. Look at what they did with Colorado and Washington with marijuana. Now it's a weed shop in virtually every state, a smoke shop. I mean, it may be the CBD, but it's legal, it's taxable. You can go in there and get all types of paraphernalia or nothing and don't even need a card. Yeah, they run these little tests. Just like the National Guard in DC, that was a test. The National Guard in Memphis, it's a test. It's successful. State by state by state. Let them wait till they build up all of these applicants and they get these guys trained. Okay, wait till they get them trained and everything, and they pass their classes and everything. Chicago, Colorado, Philadelphia, Baltimore, California, they ain't seen nothing yet. Texas, Florida, they ain't seen nothing. Georgia, they ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till they get their numbers up. This government shutdown that made sure that, oh, good, we can stop paying out this money towards that, and we can allocate this money towards not just the troops, but also on Homeland Security, ICE, and other law enforcement agencies. Yeah, when they cut the spigot back on, it's gonna be a whole new ball game. All these people out here not getting their benefits checked, their welfare checks and everything, their food stamps and whatnot. Let's see what happens on the 1st. Let's see if this government shutdown still happens come the 1st. Ooh-wee. The slaves gonna be crying. They gonna be crying. To sit here though, to listen to Brandon Johnson and these other mayors talk about how there aren't enough police officers to fight crime, even though you all ran on defunding the police, which you did by decriminalizing a lot of crime, most especially theft. You fudged the numbers, you fudged the crime statistics to where smash and grabs by 10 or more people was the norm, thus closing down all types of stores, grocery stores, corner stores, high-end stores, or just stores, period. CVS's, Walgreens, all of that. All of those stores shut down. Walmart's, all of that stuff shut down because of crime. You're severely understaffed, between 2,000 to 5,000 cops. This is like nationally, because you slashed the budget, took that money and gave it to the illegals, which you're still trying to do. And then you got the nerve to sit up here and say that you need more funding to fight crime, but you wanted to hug a thug. The truth of the matter is that you're taking that money. I mean, we've already discussed this, how they take this money, like a $5 million check will come in through the front door of a Hug a Thug non-government organization, an NGO. A Hug a Thug check will come through for $5 million. 4.5 million will walk out the back door, and 500,000 will go towards, rent, maintenance, and employee costs, with the head of the foundation getting anywhere to like $250,000 to $300,000 a year. And then the rest of the pot is just divvied up amongst the employees and the regular bills. And they still run around here and got their hand out. Most of these Hug a Thug NGOs are ran by criminals, still criminals. They just no longer do street crime. They just now pretend to be violence prevention programs and everything. These city leaders and aldermen and whatnot, they all get their cut out of that 4.5 that walked out the back door. Meanwhile, crime stays the same. But you sit up here and say that you need this money to fight crime. Meanwhile, you promote crime and you do absolutely nothing to stop crime. Matter of fact, you try to set up roadblocks to stop the federal government from arresting criminals. Please help me make it make sense. How does that work? That's why I said Brandon Johnson is the biggest fucking race traitor coon you could ever see in your life. He dumped those illegals in black neighborhoods where they causing all types of chaos and havoc and whatnot, to the point where you have children being zip tied by the freaking FBI and the National Guard and all of this stuff and Homeland Security. And then he get on TV and say, "Oh, the National Guard, they're attacking black neighborhoods." Well, where are the illegals sitting? Are they on the east side or the north side, or did you dump them in the south side? Where'd you dump them? And he's trying to keep those people in your neighborhoods, that running you out of your neighborhoods, like they did in Compton. I'm sorry, man. It's headache inducing. You say, I think there would be a huge conflict between Antifa and the National Guard. Antifa will use black people as a Trojan horse to carry out violence. I hope black people aren't stupid enough to get involved in that. I mean, I see a few Confederate slaves mixed into the bunch. I'm still laughing at the guy who got maced at that Charlie Kirk Memorial, trying to, be a Crispus addict. Well, he got a Crispus addict spray of bear mace in his face and cried like a little bitch in the fetal position. That's what the hell you get trying to impress one of them little Beckys who ain't gonna give you no pussy. But whatever. You trying to be a bed buck and it didn't work out for you. He say black women are Freddy Krueger elementary school graduates. Like, I'm just saying, like, you can't, right? But I mean, look, man, when this, because it's gonna heat up. It's gonna heat up. We'll see, especially what happens on the 18th. You say that $800 million to illegals over black Americans. Well, reparations gets thrown out the window. You notice that black folks never ask for reparations from the Democrats, the Confederates. They always ask the Republicans because they know the Republicans are the only party that'll actually do something for them. And you know what? They probably would have gave, outside of legislation, which the Republican Party, everything that we have legislatively on the books that have been good for black people was given to us by the Republican Party because we were Republicans, not Confederates, at the end of the Civil War, the Emancipation Proclamation. We didn't suddenly, the only people that stayed caught up with the Confederates were slaves. People who were mentally enslaved, just like black people today. They're mentally enslaved and still rocking with the Confederacy because of a welfare check. But had you stuck with the Republican Party after 1965, if black folks were majority Republicans right now to this day, we probably would have got that money. Especially with digital currency, which is backed by nothing, we probably could have got that money. But nope, you did a full party switch and then turned around and called Republicans racist while sitting up under your slave master, waiting for that pat on the head from your slave master, your Confederate slave master. And then you wonder why the Republican Party, they don't even talk to you. And when they do come and sit and talk with you, look at how you act. You act like wild heathens. You can't even have a civil discourse. You see it daily. You say, meanwhile, you got black people is out here defending Westmore. Same Confederate governor has denied the black Americans reparations. Notice how black people stay quiet. I know. That's why I call them Confederate slaves. I'm just done with the whole scene. Y'all can do whatever the hell y'all want to do. I told you to be independent. I've only voted in 2 presidential elections. Obama the first time, which was a huge disappointment. And then in this one, and I voted for Jill Stein. And she was the only one talking about reparations. Knew Trump had it in the bag though. But here you go. Because we need at least 3 parties to start. Really 5 parties should be up on those debate stage representing the American people. But we've only got 2. And the way the Democrats are running right now, it looks like we'll have 1 and 1/4 because they're just so psychotic. It'll be interesting what the hell they'll be talking about in 2027. What are they going to do? Say, well, we're going to try to restore welfare benefits and healthcare benefits to illegals? We're going to reopen the borders? Is that going to be their talking points? We're going to continue to sexually castrate children and tell them that they're born in the wrong body, have pedophile teachers all up in the school system, mainly white females. Is that what they're going to run on? We're going to enforce gender neutral bathrooms Is that going to be their campaign slogans in 2027? They think that's the winning formula. All right, y'all. I'll pass my time. Let's get out of here. Peace.
Now, gentlemen, Mr. Butler's been up north, I hear. Don't you agree with us, Mr. Butler?
I think it's hard winning a war with words, gentlemen.
What do you mean, sir?
I mean, Mr. Hamilton, there's not a cannon factory in the whole South.
What difference does that make, sir, to a gentleman?
I'm afraid it's going to make a great deal of difference to a great many gentlemen, sir.
Are you hinting, Mr. Butler, that the Yankees can lick us?
No, I'm not hinting. I'm saying very plainly that the Yankees are better equipped than we. They've got factories, shipyards, coal mines, and a fleet to bottle up our harbors and starve us to death. All we've got is cotton and slaves and arrogance.
That's treachery!
All right, bye. Thanks for the fun.
Get the fuck out!